Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Consistently Rolling. As always, I am Leisha.
Don't let it roll away, roll away, roll away, roll away. Stay tuned, we got a lot to say. Consistently rolling.
In the last episode, we talked about shadows, the parts that we try to avoid, the parts that we fear, and even the parts that we try to outrun. And for me, something interesting happened after that episode. See, I went back and I listened to it a few times, and I realized something. I am not talking about these things anymore. I am actually living them. That awareness, the patterns, the moments where you catch yourself in real time and think, wait, why did I react like that? What for? And that awareness started making me curious about something else. Intuition. And I'm not talking about the nice, neat, cute version people post online. We're talking about the real one, at least for me. It's that one that shows up in your body before your mind understands what's really happening. See, I noticed something about myself. When something triggers me, I feel it physically first. Uh, a heat in my chest, a tightness, almost like my body already knows something before my mind even catches up to it. And for a long time, I thought those reactions were just anger. But now I'm starting to wonder if sometimes if those reactions were even just signals. And interestingly enough, science talks about something very similar, which is called like interoception. See, interoception is the body's ability to sense its own internal signals. Your heart beating, your breathing, muscle tension, that feeling in your gut that something just isn't right. Even in psychology, they also talk about something called pattern recognition. See, with pattern recognition, our brain stores thousands of experiences. So sometimes what we call intuition is actually our mind recognizing a pattern before we consciously realize what it is. See, something inside of us quietly saying, I've seen this before. See, and that idea reminded me of the story of Joseph. See, Joseph, he had dreams and insight before anyone around him understood what they meant. He sensed something about his life before the evidence even existed. And see, sometimes intuition feels just like that. You sense something before you can even explain it. And what's interesting is that different cultures have described the same experience in different ways. You know, I'm going to bring it to you guys. I always do. This is about a worldly thing, not just one insight. See, in Yoruba philosophy, there's a concept called Ori. See, Ori represents your inner consciousness. It's that part of you that recognizes alignment and purpose. Even in Islamic traditions, see, their thoughts, they have a concept called fitra. Fitra describes an inner moral awareness of humans that we are actually born with. We have many different traditions and different languages, but it just seems like to me that many of them seem to be describing the same human experience. And then there's Job, right? See, Job's story isn't about intuition before things happen. It's about understanding after everything falls apart, which most of the time that's where most of us actually stand. See, when life starts stripping away what you thought was stable, when things you depended on just disappears, when you're left sitting with nothing but questions. And sometimes that is exactly where the real awareness begins. Not in certainty, but in reflection. You know, there's a saying that curiosity kills the cat. But lately, I've been thinking, see, maybe curiosity actually revives the cat. Because curiosity is what makes us pause long enough to even explain or even examine our own lives. It's what makes us ask, like, why did I keep reacting to this? Why did I stay in this situation I already know isn't good to me or good for me? Why did I ignore the things I can feel deep down inside? And if I'm being completely honest, there have been moments in my own life where I've asked God to show me something, to give me a sign. And sometimes I thought I had got those answers. I saw them. But then I still went back to the same situations, to the same patterns. And if I'm being even more honest, I don't know if I've even ever clearly heard God's voice. See, sometimes I thought I did. Sometimes I thought the situation itself was the awareness or even the answer. And sometimes I realized it later. Maybe I just heard my own fears. And I'm also holding space for this, right? Not everyone experiences intuition the same way. See, some people feel it in their body. And some people recognize it in patterns, numbers, synchronicity. Some people feel it through prayer. And some people may never hear what they think is God's voice at all. And that's okay. And it's okay because guidance doesn't always come as a voice. Sometimes it comes as awareness. And see, later I had to sit with that. And I had to ask myself, see, was that God speaking? Or was it just me not ready to listen yet? Because sometimes we ask for guidance, but we're still attached to the comfort of what we already know. And I think that's where free will comes in. We're given the ability to choose, to question, to reflect, to grow. But learning to recognize the difference between intuition, fear, habits, and comfort, see, that takes time. That takes discernment. And maybe that freedom God gave us was never meant to make us perfect at all. See, maybe it was just meant to give us the space to discover exactly who we really are. And maybe intuition is one of the ways we navigate that freedom. To question, to reflect, to learn. And maybe that's where love comes in. Because if God is love, then maybe the purpose of this journey just isn't perfection. Maybe it's learning to understand ourselves, to extend grace to ourselves, and eventually extend that same love to others. And when you begin listening to intuition, see, something else begins to shift. Your identity. See, the role you thought you had to play. The version of yourself you thought you had to be. And that's where the next conversation will begin. I want to thank you for sitting here with me. I hope you guys got some insight. This is Leisha. This is Consistently Rolling. We got 2 more episodes left, you guys, in this season. I really pray and hope that it has been nourishing for you just as much as it has been nourishing for me. And I hope that whatever stage that you are in, know it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Whatever you want to call it, God, universe, spirit, it's been there. He's been there the entire time. And when you finally get that relationship, however you develop that relationship, because really no relationship is perfect, not even the relationship with God or spirit or universe. But it's a beautiful thing. And the love is different. And you learn to love yourself even more. I know this is off script, but that intuition that you feel and that discernment that you'll see, it's a joyous thing. It won't feel heavy anymore. Not saying that you won't have days, but it just won't feel heavy anymore. If you guys continue to listen, please like, comment. Let me know that you got some insight. Subscribe. Like I said, we got 2 more episodes left in this season. Don't know where this journey will continue to go. But just like me, I pray that we continue to grow. Real life keeps moving, and so do we. Until next time.